Alberta MLAs are about to return here to debate new legislation, some of which is so contentious it's already getting pushback. We heard from Government House Leader Joseph Scow that first on the agenda are changes to the Alberta Bill of Rights. Premier Danielle Smith says she wants to expand it to include a right to acquire, keep, and use firearms, protecting people from coercion to receive any medical treatment, including vaccines, expanding property rights, including a right to compensation when deprived of property. It's important to note the Bill of Rights only applies to laws and policies under provincial jurisdiction. Earlier this year, the Premier also promised a new suite of gender policies. They would put new limits on sex education in schools and tighter restrictions than anywhere else in Canada on who can access gender-affirming care. Scow says the changes are coming in 3 of 13 planned bills. 2S LGBTQ+ advocates are already planning protests in response. But Scow says his government is committed to giving parents more power over their children.
This legislation is too important to ignore. It's too important to let us encounter roadblocks. So we're going to make sure that this legislation is passed, and we're going to work hard to consult even after it's done to make sure that parents are heard.
Now, this session begins less than a week before Premier Danielle Smith is set to face a party leadership review. More than 5,500 members of the United Conservative Party are set to gather in Red Deer, where they're going to vote on whether they want to keep Smith as leader. Scow says the incoming legislation is driven by what Albertans want, but Opposition House Leader Christina Gray is skeptical of that.
Are pieces of legislation that are dangerous and irresponsible and do not reflect the priorities for all Albertans.
Gray says the government agenda lacks focus on key issues like healthcare and affordability. We'll also have to wait and see whether new NDP leader Naheed Nenshi makes an appearance. He doesn't yet have a seat in the House. Janet French, CBC News, Edmonton.